everybody else can.
Jesus. Are you a Trinitarian Muslim?
Hello?
It's kind of hard to say with the whole Trinitarian thing because
All right.
I guess I would lean more into Arianism.
How can you be an Arian?
That's impossible.
How is Jesus? Are you saying Jesus is a second God, a lesser God? Because not only do you contradict the Bible, it contradicts the Quran. So
it does not contradict the Bible at all because, again, it says in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God.
And how does that prove Arianism?
Well, the Word was created because, again, he would have created the Word by saying the Word. We don't know what the Word is. So now,
brother, in humanity, it doesn't say the Word was created. You just misread John 1.
No.
It literally says the Word created all things.
Yes.
That is correct. So, but again, the Word was with God. So clearly the Word and God are not one and the same.
One and the same what?
They are not one and the same.
One and the same what? They're not one and the same what?
Deities.
No.
They are. There are two deities of two different ranks.
No, that's not what it says.
That's what it is.
No, I mean, I don't want to try to bombard you with Greek because I don't want to come off as a Greek scholar. That's not what it says. You're misreading the English, let alone the Greek. That's not what it says. If you go to the Greek, say, I don't want to do this because I don't want to try to bombard you.
You can, and you won't bombard. It's okay, because I believe the Greek is using theos.
No, it's not. Ton theon, pros ton theon. It's in the accusative, ton theon. Why is it in the accusative? And then the third line says, ke theos ein hologos. It's a preverbal descriptive noun. See, I don't want to do this because I don't want to come off like I'm bullying you with the languages, but you're forcing me to do that.
No bullying. It's okay. That's called, we're going back and forth. It's a healthy back and forth. It's all good.
What about when it says in the beginning was the Word? The verb there is ein. It's the imperfect tense of aimi. What does that imply?
The word, it's implying that God the Father created the Son by uttering a word.
No,
this is what I get from it. This is what I get from the context.
I killed my brother and you might love you. I just asked you, the verb ein was, it's imperfect tense of I me. You know what that means? It means continuous past action, meaning when the beginning began, the word was already existing. That's the literal translation of the verb. It's the imperfect tense of I me. I'm not making it up. I'm not a Greek grammarian. So literally it says, in the beginning, the word was already existing. And the word was already existing with God, and the word was already existing as God. There is no mention of the word coming into being because the imperfect tense means continuous past existence. How far past? Even when the beginning began, he was already existing. Well, before the beginning, you have eternity. There's nothing in John 1 that says he's created. It teaches the opposite.
Well, hold on. There is another... Hold on, let me find
We're going to forget John. We're going to go to another one. Okay, let's go to another one.
No, it's just we're going to go to Psalms.
Let me just before we go to another one, Sam, can I drop something in real quick?
Please.
So when they say hey and arche in a logos, they're intentionally losing arche in the sense of when Genesis says bereshit in the beginning.
Yep.
This is before time was, that there was this relationship in peace and harmony and love between the Father and the Son and the Spirit that existed. Okay,
correct.
Then you go to read that the Ruach Elohim merachefet al panei hamayim, right? That the Spirit of God was over the face of the waters. Even the rabbis themselves, who hate the Messiah and hate Jesus, they say that the Spirit of God that was over the waters is the Spirit of the Messiah.
Yep.
Correct. I agree.
Okay, so then you don't believe that he was created. You don't believe he was created.
There. He was there. He created everything. God created him to create everything else.
Where do you find God created Jesus? We're still waiting for that verse.
Okay, well, in Psalms chapter 2, verse 7 and 8.
You sure you want to go there?
We can go there. Let's go there. Let's see what you have to say about it.
Oh, very easy. Psalm 2:6-8. It's about the coronation of the king. When the king is anointed to rule, that's the day in which God begat him. So open up Psalm 2. I'm going to ask you a question. This is talking about the coronation of the king. And the New Testament applies it to Christ's post-resurrection ascension. So before the king became king and became God's son on the day he was coronated, did the king already exist?
The king already existed, correct.
You just refuted yourself, because begotten you doesn't mean to bring you into being from prior non-existence. So how does this prove that Jesus was created? I'm still waiting.
Wait. That's a lot of wordplay right there.
Open up. Open up
begotten. The word begotten.
Get off your phone, Avery. Open up the passage for the dude, Avery, because the guy's going to say word salad. Just let him see the text, brother. Avery. That's why I don't like you too much, Avery. So I'm not going to come to your house anymore.
You can't get enough.
Let's see what's
contradicting Islam and Christianity at the same time.
Go to Psalm 2. Okay, let's see what the context of the beginning is. If you're at 6-8, you're going to see it says here, as for me, I have set my king on Zion, my holy hill. So here it's on about the installation, the installment of the king when he begins to rule in Zion. And then he says, I will tell the decree of the Lord, Yahweh. He said to me, you are my son, today I have begotten you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now my question is, this is talking about the son who begins to reign as God's royal son on the day he's coronated. So before the king began to rule as king and began reigning as God's begotten son, did he already exist?
He already existed, but he's not ruling yet. At that point, in time, he is not ruling yet.
That's exactly what the New Testament says, because this is applied to Jesus while on earth, that he was a servant, and when he died and rose, and then he ascended, and Psalm 2 is applied to him. Acts 13, 32 to 33.
Wait, no,
we're staying on the same topic.
Wait, no, your explanation is not making any sense. Let's
see if that's my explanation. Take it easy. I'm going to show you Acts 13. It's not my explanation. It's Paul's explanation. So you're not making sense because this is what Paul said. When was Psalm 2 fulfilled? It's right there in black and white. Acts 13, 32 to 33. I didn't make it up. Here, read it.
Okay, let's see it.
Look, here it is. And we bring you the good news, Acts 13, 32, 33, that what God promised to the fathers, he has fulfilled to us, their children, by raising Jesus, as also is written in the second Psalm, you are my son, today I've begotten you. And then we read 34, 35. And as for the fact that he raised him from the dead, no more to return to corruption, he has spoken in this way, I will give you the holy and sure blessings of David. So Paul says you don't make sense because this is referring to Christ being raised from the dead to begin ruling in heaven.
So then how do you explain the firstborn of all creation?
Now, see, you went to another passage, see? So notice what you're doing, though. I don't mind. I'll jump with you. John 1, you couldn't defend it. Psalm 2, you couldn't defend it. Now you went to Colossians 1.
Not that I can't defend it. I'm trying to tie it all together because you got to read them all and put them in context. You're jumping, you're trying to pick one out and you're singling one out, but it's not quite making sense.
Did I quote Psalm 2 or you quoted Psalm 2?
No, I brought it up, but your explanation, again, I said it's not making sense to me.
We're having a conversation. Did I explain it this way or did you just read Paul explaining it the way he did? Who explained it?
I just read it along with you, but that's your interpretation of what he wrote. That's just your interpretation of it.
Show what Paul said again. I just want to make sure everyone sees it. Okay, guys, am I Paul? No, let's see what Paul says. This is Paul with Barnabas. Okay, let's see. Paul, he confuses me with you, even though you're better looking and you're in heaven. I pray I'll get there. Okay, let's read what Paul said. And we, this is Paul, not me, forget me. We bring you the good news that what God promised to the fathers, this he has fulfilled. How, Paul, did he fulfill it? To us, their children, by, see, that's how he fulfilled it, raising Jesus, as also it is written in the second Psalm. Wait, Paul, you're saying Psalm 2 is about Jesus' resurrection ascension? You are my son, today I've begotten you. And as for the fact that he raised them from the dead, no more to return to corruption, he has spoken in this way, I will give you the holy and sure blessings of David. So here, Paul is telling you, when Jesus was raised from the dead, went to heaven, that's when he received the promises of David and fulfilled them. It's not my explanation. I'm telling you, Paul. And it's also interpreted the same way by Hebrews in Hebrews 1, 3 to 5. So now you want to deal with Colossians 1? We can. You want to deal with Colossians 1, firstborn of all creation? We can.
I do. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around what you just explained. I'm trying to make sense of it. I'm trying to make it.
According to Paul, when did Jesus become God's begotten son ruling on the throne? According to Paul, forget me, what you just read. According to Paul, when?
After he's been resurrected.
Okay. So how can you use this to prove that Jesus was created before all other creation, and then after that Christ created all things, when Paul says it has nothing to do with Jesus and his preeminent existence? It has to do with his resurrection.
I'm just going to say this, because I don't believe he is reigning just yet. That is set for the future when he comes back, right? Because he's going to rule on earth. So this, again, is sort of alluding to his reign when he comes back to reign on earth. As of right now, this earth belongs to Lucifer. That
you're
clearly written that this is his world.
Yeah, but you just refuted yourself, because now you're proving that this is referring to his return. It has nothing to do with Jesus before creation. So even that interpretation, you just refuted yourself.
No, I didn't refute. What I'm saying is that he was created by the Father. The Father created him so that he can create everything through him.
Where does it say the Father created him? I'm waiting for that verse.
The Word is he was created by the Word. That's what the Word is.
Does it say he was created by the Word? I'm waiting for the verse.
Well, let's go into.
Give me your verses, guys. I hope I'm not boring you guys who are listening in the background, man. I hope not, because I like when people bring up objections.
What's that one? What's the verse? Because I don't have it all by memory yet. What's the verse that says on his thigh is a name written that is above?
You sure you want to go to Revelation 19:16?
Is that okay? Let's go there.
Yeah, I will take shahada if you show me that says that God created him before creation in Revelation 19:16.
Yes, Sam will become Muslim.
That's right. I will take shahada. There is no Satan but Allah, and Sentinel Apologetics is a servant of Jesus. That's the shahada. Okay, show me where it says that Revelation 19:16, the Father created
Salam al-Masih.
Okay, let's get
Revelation 19:16. Go ahead, read it. On his robe and on his thigh, he has a name written, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. Where does it say he's created?
Wait, hold on. It's the part that mentions the Word.
That's Revelation 19:13. And where does it say that he's called the Word of God because he's created by God? Revelation.
Okay, go up to 13. 13 and 14, right? 13.
Yes, read it for us, please.
He is clothed in a robe dipped in blood, and the name by which he is called is the Word of God.
So where does it say he's created?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Word that's what he's called. So that means he has a name. So what is his name?
Okay, where does it say?
What is his pre-incarnate name? Because that's what this whole verse is alluding to.
It's talking about that's his name right now in heaven, not just in pre-incarnate state.
No, well, he had a pre-incarnate name. So what was his name? What was his name in heaven?
Maybe because you're Pentecostal, you need someone to interpret, because I'm speaking in tongues. Where does it say?
Well, I'm not Pentecostal now.
Where does it say here that Jesus was created because he's called the Word of God? I'm waiting for that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So how do you interpret the Word of God? What exactly is the Word of God?
John 1:18 tells you what it means.
Exactly, the word that he uttered. He uttered him into existence.
Tells you what it means. So before you even read John 1:18, do you know what it says?
I've read it.
Okay, so what does it say? Don't show it to him. Hold on, because he goes exactly, because I want to know if he knows the passage. What does it say?
Well, I don't have it by memory, and I can't. Every time I try to pull up the Bible.
Let's go to John 1:18 to see. John tells you what it means he's called the Word. He tells you right there. John 1:18. No one has ever seen God, the only God who's at the Father's side. He has made him known. He is the explanation, revelation, exegesis of the Father. Meaning when the Father wants you to know who he is, Jesus shows up. John told you what it means in John 1:18. He has made him known, because I use my word to communicate. So when the Father wants you to know him, Jesus shows up. He's the Word of God, in that he reveals God to creation. It's right there. I didn't make it up.
Yeah, but that doesn't disprove that he was created, though.
Okay, can you show me? This is the 10th time I'm asking, man. I'm getting tired. I'm not as young as Avery.
Well,
show me where it says he's created. I'm still waiting for
Nobody is.
Well, no, the thing is, look, there's one God. When you get into this whole Trinitarian discussion, right, it becomes hard to describe and explain. Nobody can really give a clear explanation of the Trinity.
So give me 1 second for a second, all right? So if I can, you went to Colossians 1:15, using the firstborn status as something. Do you believe firstborn means born first?
Yes.
Okay, that's not true. That's one application. But prototokos is related to bechor, which is like this firstborn status. It's really preeminent over creation. When you keep reading the passage, it talks about everything being made through him. Okay, so your understanding of Colossians 1:15 is totally wrong. Now let's go back and let's look at the Torah that you already validated was true in Genesis 15:1, and I can pull it up real quick. I'll pull it up if you can't for me, Avery, real quick. So I'll make it bigger so everybody in the back seats can see it.
So Sam can read it.
Yeah,
There we go. After these things, the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision, saying, so the word of the Lord comes to Abram in a vision and it speaks. It's not the words of the Lord come to Abram. The word of the Lord as an entity speaks. You following with me? Does that make sense?
No, correct. So the word is being used here as a noun makes complete sense.
No. This is the noun, the person, place, or thing. The person, the word comes and speaks to Abram. He says, do not fear, Abram. I'm a shield to you. Your reward shall be very great. This word knew the future of the reward that Abram would receive. Correct or incorrect?
That is correct.
Okay. Abram responds to the word of the Lord that is an entity in distinction from the Lord. He called him, O Lord, Yud-He-Vav-He, by the divine name. He asked him, what will you give me since I'm childless and the heir of my house is Eliezer of Damascus? Would you agree that Abram is referring to the Lord, Yud-He-Vav-He, as the one who holds life within himself?
Yes.
Okay, so therefore he can't be a created being if he's the source of life.
Well,
because in John 1:1, let's go to John 1:1 real quick, right? Because John picks up on this and the conversation continues between the Lord and Abram. And when we go here, this is the same word that was in the beginning, that was with God, and that was God. And then we go on talking, this word goes on to become flesh. I think it's John 1:18, right? And the word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we saw his glory. The same word that spoke to Abram, the one that made covenant with him when God appears, right? Invisible form that passes through the pieces. This is the word as an entity that comes to God, makes himself known, and therefore takes on flesh and becomes the redeemer of humanity. He's the uncreated creator of the universe.
Right. I get all that.
No, you don't, because you think he's created. So you don't get it. I like to know where the mistake is, where you're not following the logic.
You guys are still not taking it back far enough. If God created him, because what's the one part that says...
Where does it say he created him, man?
Yeah. Where's the part that, again, I don't have this all by memory, like some of y'all can just jump to these verses, but I know the one part where it says, the son can do nothing on his own, but only what
got to do with creation, buddy. John 5:19.
They're not of the same rank, sir, is what I'm trying to get at.
No,
they
sir.
are of different ranks.
Akil, hold on. We let you get away with murder. Stop going to other packs, because John 5:19 is going to backfire against you, and I'm going to show you. First, give us the verse that says God created Jesus.
The word, that is the verse. The word is the uttering of a word that created him. God created him,
So
not through
if you utter him, let's go with your logic. If you utter him, that means he's within him, right?
Correct.
So that means if he's within him, then he's always existed with him and inseparable from him, right?
Well, then you could say the same thing about your father and yourself. You were part of him.
My father said, listen to what
it's the same thing.
My father didn't utter me. I'm not his word that came out of his mouth. Be consistent. Let's try this again. I'm going by your own words. Listen to what you just said.
A little while longer.
Uttered him.
The next guest.
Huh?
A little while longer, and then we'll move on to
okay, then it's up to you, because this guy can't give you a verse on that, but that's okay. So if you want to go next, let's go ahead.
Am I going to be next?
Finish the point you were making, but then we're going to move.
Yeah, no, because he now, false analogy. My father didn't utter me out of his mouth. You just said God uttered him because he's his word. That means it came out of God. Well, if he came out of God, using your analogy, he's within God. And if he's within God, then he's not created, because nothing in God is created. So you're not helping your case. So I'm still waiting.
No, God created him, and it is God. You can't put God on the same level as a human being.
Exactly.
So you're personifying God, and you're trying to make it as if God has to manually create him or have some kind of consort to have him. It's magic. God created him through magic.
Can you do me if I start a GoFundMe page, because I need serious psychiatric.
God created him through magic.
Psychiatric help, because this guy.
Akiel, do you attend a masjid?
I do not.
Why not?
Messianic masjid.
Because
again, they'll kill him, dude. What are you talking about? You can't go to no mosque.
I want to hear him. I want to hear him.
Because like I said, I feel like there are certain things they don't have right about their own scripture.
You are your own authority.
And
can I ask you a question, Magic Man?
Peace be upon Achiel.
No. Magic Man, I want to ask you a question. Are you sure you're not like a messenger sent to guide mankind straight?
Well, I can't decline that. You never know, right?
Exactly. See, he's one of those guys. He thinks he's a messenger. He's saying, I want to make a new shahada. There is no God but Allah, and Akil is his messenger. Is that okay?
Akil is his messenger.
Well, that's your words, and I'll let you have that. But those are not my words. But those are your words.
Because you have insight that no Muslim and Christian has had for centuries. So, are you a messenger? I'm just being honest because I know some people would love to follow you.
I'm just saying anything is possible. I'm not claiming anything, but I'm saying
you got it. See, there's where we're going. By the way, Akil, how many times do you see your therapist a week?
You got jokes, huh?
No, I'm just saying. Do you? I mean, because it's no shame. Do you see him once a week or twice a week?
Yeah, you have jokes. I don't have one. I don't need one.
Can I get you one? Pro bono.
I'm good. I'm good on that. I appreciate you though.
Get him back.
I'm good on that though.
Akil, you're a good man. I don't care what Sentinel says about you. You're a good man, dude.
Well, I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thanks for coming through, man. Do you? I mean, I do have a lot of questions. Do you plan to go to a mosque and maybe talk to a leader or something?
No.
No.
You're gonna get the man killed, man, dude. Leave them.
All right. Well, you take
At least
care
come
of
to the outback. The heat here
respectful.
will strip
I
you
appreciate
up.
you.
Appreciate y'all.
All right. Take care.
Peace, man.
Muhammad, what do you think about that, man? Muhammad.
That's a very interesting conversation. You go.
Bro, he's your final messenger, Muhammad.
That's right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's kind of lower than before, but we can hear you.
DoorDash?
Oh. You're good. You're good. I can hear you, I guess.
Did he say DoorDash?
Yeah, I think he's probably working.
Oh, yeah? Oh, nice. You're working. You're cooking up Christians and also delivering food. I like that. It's probably busy working, brother. Anyone else?
Yeah, just to let me address the audience here. Guys, you know, the link is in the chat. If you are a Muslim or a rabbinic Jew, you are able to come up. Please give the Messianic rabbi something to cook in the kitchen, man. He's been fiending for days. He's look at him. Look at him. Doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm wasting away over here, man. Look at, I'm sad, man. This is difficult, man.
You know what the rabbi can cook if he's successful? He can
What's that?
cook. Show my camera, Avery. He can cook.
Hey.
I'm surrounded by
Squishy.
How dare you, Sentinel? Here I thought you're playing with Barbie dolls.
I'm surrounded by nerds. It doesn't make any sense.
I'm Ken.
But help him out, man. If you're a Jew,
Okay, so as you're waiting for someone, what happened with you?